I mean, we're growing as a team when you win, and you're disappointed a little bit in your play, and that was the case. We didn't start off the way we wanted to. But good football teams are going to have to fight through adversity and get themselves in the hole. And it's really tough when you're on the roll and you get in the hole the way we did. But we fought back through it. Things that we have to clean up before we can really become a good football team. Protect the football. Have to take the ball away more times on the defensive side. And then just the penalties. Penalties really hurt us today. But we found a way. There were moments. I mean, Brandon, of course, didn't throw first pass. Can't do that. But the play where he scrambled around to score a touchdown, that was a great play there. So we're inconsistent today with all phases really. Special teams though, it's a big kick by James, right before the half. So we'll kind of learn from this. Injury-wise, I mean, it hurt when Tony Adams went down, when we're already down to safety. So it's kind of next guy up, Mike Marquez, came in and did a few things, but we'll kind of see how it goes. Question?
Well, Lovie, last week before that game went, it was obviously a big win for you guys and felt good about it. You always feel good about wins, but do you feel as good about this?
Absolutely. As I told the football, I was talking with Jake Hansen on the side. I said, Jake, I'm a little bit older than you. You always celebrate a win. It's too hard to get a win. A lot of times in games like that, you don't pull them out. So it takes an awful lot. I think you're becoming a good football team when you don't play your best ball, but you find a way to win. So, yes, we came to UConn. We wanted to leave 2-0. What's our record? 2-0, right? We're going to feel real good.
You talk about the 24 unanswered points. I assume you were really pleased with how the team just responded to getting down there.
Yes, and while we're talking about being, some being a little disappointed is because of that stretch where I thought that we had control and, I thought our offense could kind of move the ball down there and score. If defensively, if we just got them the ball, they could do that. So you have to like that. But you got to put together 4 quarters, and we didn't do that today.
How did you feel about Brandon's performance today?
I think Brandon was like the rest of our team. We did enough to win the game. There's some things to learn from, but a lot to clean up. I really, when you like having to make improvements with the win, though. So we kind of understand, and Brandon, of course, understands. The rest of our team understands the things we didn't do well. He would like to have some balls back. We didn't protect him the way we need to. Too much pressure on him. A couple breakdowns in protection. But we'll clean those up, getting ready for Easter.
So you're really happy about the run defense taking strides. How do you feel about pass coverage?
I love what we did running-wise. And when we came into the game, they had a commitment to the run. So you have to like that. But no, I can't be pleased with how we played the pass. We had opportunities. When you get a team and make them one-dimensional, where we know what they're going to do, that's the time for you to get more takeaways, and we didn't do that today.
Reggie Dress went through warm-ups. Was he like the game plan decision to see if he was good?
Absolutely. You saw him going through the warm-ups. He's close, but wasn't quite there. He'll have a little bit more time this week. Hopefully he'll be ready to go this week. And Sidney Browns and some of those players, hopefully Tony Adams will be able to go. We'll get some of our frontline guys back.
You talk about what Trey Brown gives you on kickoff return. Had 2 or 3 big returns in the one in their territory.
Well, he's just answered the call on anything we've asked him to do. Yeah, you mentioned very productive on the kickoff returns, but as a runner too. But that's kind of him. He's fought through so much adversity. So a game like this is what he's been doing, going through his entire life. But in the end, finding a way to be productive and, of course, today help us win.
Coach, this is just the second non-conference road win for Illinois this century.
Man, boy, put it that way. We should be more excited, Josh, about it. That century, that covers an awful lot. I was told since, last week we hadn't had a road win, non-conference road win since 2007. We didn't have much to do. We had a little bit to do with that, but whenever you can eliminate a bad streak like that, it's a positive thing. We're going to be a good football team this year, so hopefully there'll be more of those coming.
There's been a question about Wally's talent. Obviously, how much has he grown? He's making, it's not just
He really has, and he really is playing, great football. You're right. As we talk about some positive things, well, I think, 3.5 sacks and so. That's how he's been since he's gotten on campus. He's a good rusher. He plays a run hard. Just, does everything well. So it's not surprising. A day like today, we needed him to, play better ball. And all we asked all of our players to do was make improvements from last week. Well, I think it's safe to say he did.
And for him to have a game like that, do you feel like that rubs off on the other guys? Because in the last 2 weeks, tackles for loss and sacks are both, considerably higher than they were.
But believe me, any defensive lineman will tell you there's competition for sacks. And you know exactly how many sacks everyone has. But for him, I mean, it's a heck of a start. And he hadn't played a lot of ball. It's been a long time, so he can take another step. I really believe that. ISC guys, Bebe as a receiver, he did some good things. When teams are committed to stopping the run the way they were, I thought he really showed up well too.
Yeah, another targeting penalty on one of your safeties. What did you think about the call and standing on?
I didn't like it, Can't do it. Well, what can you say? They looked at it as a targeting call, hurt our football team at the time. It's not a good thing. We'll keep working to try to avoid that. Believe me, we're not teaching it.
Up to celebration penalty.
Same thing.
All fired up.
No, it just can't have it. Those are things that we can take you're playing hard ball and you get a holding penalty every once in a while, but those right there, it's embarrassing a little bit. That's not who we are. We'll clean those things up. You won't see that in the future. I promise you that.
Will it be a big win with that last week where the team hasn't had one like that? Was this kind of a reminder that there's still a lot of work to do, or did this team do that, do you think?
No, I think it's we knew that it's always hard winning on the road, period. This is the team played well under some tough circumstances. We had our backs up against the wall with some things too, but I think when you find a way to win, you got to celebrate with that. We're not there yet. We know that. That's why you keep playing the games. And we have another big one at home next week against a good Eastern Michigan team. It was a bowl team last year. It'll be an even bigger test, of course, next week. But we'll learn and we'll correct those things.
Coming away like this wouldn't have been a win in previous years for you guys?
Probably, you can make a case for that. Century, right? So looking at
Millennium, yeah.
what's that?
Century's incorrect.
Is that a little bit? Okay.
It's the first since 2007, but there were a couple before that.
No, there's one in 2001.
2000, 2001, 2007.
Yeah, well, 2000 isn't part of this.
I'm going to go with you, Kent. I'm going to go with you, Kent.
It's the fourth one, whatever. It's not the first.
It's a long time since we had a road win. How about that? And we're glad that we don't have to talk about that anymore. And we're also excited about coming home next week and playing. The students they'll be out. Their team is 2-0 and needs our help at Memorial Stadium this week. Can't wait to get started.
Let's circle back to the running backs real quick. With Reggie not available and Mike out, what do you think of the other guys been stepping into a bigger role than they would have had normally?
I think we did some good things. We mentioned Dre Brown, Jakari, Norwood, had his moments. Kenyon Sims is a good player, but you have to protect the ball. You have young players that haven't played an awful lot. Some of those things happen a little bit. So we did enough to win the football game. Hopefully we'll get, a few of our guys back. I mentioned Rayvon Bonner too. So we have a group. They'll play better next week. Thank you.